Hello again, my fellow friends, here a short sad story. Enjoy. Title: My wife of 7 years is leaving me for someone she met 3 months ago. A slight preface to provide some context: my wife and her brother were very close during their childhood. They were best friends and spent a lot of time together. Unfortunately, her brother had a serious problem with alcohol, which led to him going to prison for 10 years. When he got out, he went back to drinking right away and sadly died in front of my wife. This was a very hard thing for her to witness and deal with. My wife, who is 30, and I, 33, decided to start going to the gym together. We both loved the results we were seeing. It made us feel great, and it also improved our intimacy. We were happier and closer than ever. But everything changed 3 weeks after her brother passed away. At the gym, a guy started talking to her, and they hit it off immediately. Even though I felt uneasy about it, I trusted my wife completely. She has always been a kind and loving person, and I never thought she could have an affair. Last weekend, we had one of the most romantic days and evenings we've had in a long time. It felt perfect, and I thought our love was stronger than ever. But then, just a few days later, she told me something shocking. She said she couldn't stop thinking about the guy from the gym and needed to understand why she felt such a strong connection with him so quickly. This news was devastating. We own a house together and have 3 pets that we both love. Her decision to explore this new connection has left her family and everyone we know shocked and heartbroken. Despite the pain this is causing, she is very serious about it. The woman I knew, the one I shared my life with, seems to have changed overnight. It's like she's a different person. This feels like a nightmare, and I keep hoping I'll wake up and everything will be normal again. In an effort to save our marriage, we have gone to couples counseling 3 times. We even have another session scheduled for Wednesday. But it seems like her mind is already made up. She seems to have fallen out of love with me very quickly and completely. My life as I knew it is over. The future I thought I would have with my wife is no longer possible, and I am having a hard time accepting this new reality. I just needed to get this all off my chest and share my story. This has been incredibly difficult and heartbreaking, and writing it down is my way of trying to process everything. Update: My wife filed for divorce a month after moving out. During this time, I tried online dating, which was way worse than I ever imagined. I kept myself busy by working out, building my confidence, and hanging out with friends. It was a tough time, but I was trying to stay positive. I was also in therapy. The first therapist wasn't a good fit, but I found a new one in December who I liked a lot more and am still seeing her. In mid-December, my wife called me, crying, asking if she could stay in the guest bedroom because she had nowhere else to go. I said yes, because even though she had hurt me deeply, I still loved her. Things with the guy from the gym turned very toxic very fast. I know the term narcissist gets used a lot these days, but this guy truly was awful. It's hard to believe people like that actually exist. She stayed in the guest bedroom for a week, then went to stay at her parents' house for a month. She had a nervous breakdown and got a medical leave of absence from work. In mid-January, she came back to the house but was still in a very frantic and erratic state, almost like she was going through withdrawal from hard drugs. I had no idea how addictive toxic relationships could be. It was a psychological mess. She told me she was too messed up mentally to be in a relationship and needed to work on herself. I gave her the time and space she asked for. She dove into learning about the psychology behind all of this, including inner child work, how the nervous system reacts to toxic people if you grew up in a toxic household, and attachment styles. She read a book called How to Stay Married, where the wife had an affair, and it turned out the root of the issue was her unresolved childhood trauma. Long story short, the same thing happened here. It hurts, but I can forgive her. She is my best friend, and we are incredibly compatible in many ways. Over the past month, she has been returning to her old self, and she is the happiest I have seen her in at least a year. Last week, we filed the paperwork to dismiss the divorce. We are both in individual counseling and will soon start couples therapy. I know a lot of people might think I am making a mistake by reconciling, but I am happy. I trust that she now has the knowledge to prevent this from happening again, and she is committed to becoming the best person she can be.